In Japan, there's a word that carries the warmth of deep gratitude, Otsukaresama. It translates loosely to thank you for your hard work, but it's so much more than a phrase. It's a way of seeing people, a way of pausing, even for a second, to look someone in the eye and say, I see what you've done. See you. Imagine a world where we didn't just check off tasks, but truly acknowledged the invisible energy behind every gesture. The ones who stayed when we were unlovable, showed up without being asked, and supported us even when we didn't notice. This mindset urges us to stop chasing connection and start nurturing it. Instead of exhausting ourselves trying to be liked by everyone, what if when we stop giving our energy to people who don't see us, we finally have space to pour into those who do? Minimalist connection is rich, full of silence, understanding, and mutual care. And that's the kind of love that heals. That's where joy lives, not in crowded rooms, but in quiet corners of authenticity. It's a quiet revolution in a world that rewards loudness. It asks us to slow down, to notice, to feel, to stop wasting energy on people who don't value us, stop pouring ourselves into places where nothing grows. It invites us to look around and realize we already have enough. We just forgot to see it. Took care of the ones who already love us. When we do this, something magical happens. Choose to build relationships that give, not just take. Start by thanking someone who always shows up. Look them in the eyes. Say what you've been meaning to say, because those who live with active gratitude never run dry. They glow. Let this be your practice. A life of presence, a heart that breathes, a love that lasts. And it all begins with two words that hold the power to change everything. Otsukaresama Deshita. The noise fades, and in its place, we find belonging. It was never about how many people surround you, it's about how deeply they know you. These are the relationships that define us. The old coworker who covered for us. The sibling who always remembered our favorite food. Too often we hold on to connections out of guilt or fear. We stay in conversations that drain us, attend gatherings that don't feed our soul. But what if appreciation became a daily ritual instead of a delayed regret? It meant a lot when you called. I see how much you care. That simple moment might be the encouragement they didn't know they needed. When we express gratitude often, deeply, and without conditions, we stop waiting for grand moments and start honoring the everyday magic. This is how we shift from surviving to truly living with heart, with grace, with presence. Saying Otsukaresama isn't just about acknowledging a finished task, it's about recognizing effort as it happens. It's about seeing people, truly seeing them, and making them feel seen in return. Say yes when we desperately want to say no. The emotional cost, exhaustion, loneliness, and a heart that's always running on empty. The friend who texts home safe. After a night out, quiet heroes. From the friend who texts to check in, to the stranger who holds the elevator door, what if we honored it all? Otsukaresama reminds us that effort, no matter how small, is sacred. And when we pair that with Japanese minimalism, we get a powerful philosophy. Less noise, more depth. In a world obsessed with speed and results, this mindset invites us to slow down, pay attention, and be present. When you say Otsukaresama, you aren't just being polite, you're giving someone a moment of worth. And that in itself is a gift. One that costs nothing, but means everything. Japanese minimalism isn't about empty shelves and bare walls. It's about space the kind your heart needs to breathe. It's about creating room for meaning, letting go of what distracts and keeping what matters. When you live with intention, you begin to notice how often our energy is spent maintaining things emotional clutter. Shallow conversations, social obligations that leave us empty. But what if we chose differently? What if we decided today to simplify not just our homes, but our relationships? When you align the grace of Otsukaresama with minimalist living, everything begins to shift. You realize you don't need 10 friends to feel seen. You need one person who truly listens. You understand that fewer interactions with more depth are worth far more than constant notifications and small talk. This is how peace enters, not as a result of doing more, but doing less with greater presence. In that quiet space, love grows. Real connection begins. In the rush to chase what's new friends, new networks, new followers, we often overlook something precious: the people who've walked beside us all along. Otsukaresama teaches us to look backward with gratitude, not just forward with ambition. Relationships are like gardens, they grow in simplicity. When we remove the weeds of superficiality, what's left are flowers of truth. But there's another way. Choosing simplicity in our relationships doesn't mean becoming cold or isolated. It means becoming intentional. It's about valuing fewer, deeper bonds. Most people wait until it's too late to say thank you. When the job's done, when someone leaves, when a goodbye is permanent. Try this. Today, pick one person. Just one. Thank them in a way that's real. I noticed how hard you worked on that. In the end, Otsukaresama is more than a word, it's a way of life. So here's your invitation. Be present, love deeply. Let go of what no longer fits.